Hello, amazing parents. In this video, you'll learn 3 tips on how to help your child with developmental delays roll over from their back onto their tummy. I'm Jen, an Anat Baniel method practitioner, and I show parents just like you how to use brain-based movements right at home to help your child with developmental delays reach their next milestone and their next. I love showing parents how to access the potential of their children's brains to reorganize their own movement patterns instead of relying just on muscle strength alone. So let's dive into the 3 exercises that you can do right at home to help your baby roll from back onto tummy. Exercise number 1, I call the rolling sandwich. So I'm going to use my hands like 2 pieces of bread to sandwich my baby. I'm going to snuggle in here using soft, gentle hands. And I'm simply going to roll a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, just in a soft, gentle, rocking motion. This is the beginning movement of rolling and allows their brain to feel safe and comfortable so they can learn something new. If a brain doesn't feel safe and comfortable, it's not going to learn something new. By using my hands to support and gently roll a little bit to the left and to the right, I'm giving her brain a safe space to explore the movement of shifting her weight a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. Shifting body weights under the force of gravity is how we learn how to roll over. And what I'm watching for is if I go a little bit too far, you might notice your child startle or have a little spasticity or kind of throw an arm or a leg out to try to stabilize themselves. So if that's the case, it just simply means I've gone too far for their brain to stay in a comfortable place. So I'm gonna go back, snuggle in there like a little sandwich here. I'm going to keep her nice and safe, and I'm just going to roll a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. With some kids, you'll have to just go teeny tiny movement. Some kids, you can do a larger movement. It just depends on what information their brain needs in the moment. Exercise number 2, we're going to add in body mapping. So we're going to use our hands again, but this time we're going to use our hands again to bring attention to their brain of where their different body parts are in space. We're going to use our soft, gentle hands like a spotlight to shine attention for their brain to their different body parts. So with this exercise, I'm going to start with the ribs here. So my hands are gently around the ribs like this, a nice gentle hug, and I'm simply going to do the same thing as the first exercise, roll a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, back and forth. And now I'm shining a spotlight with my hands, where my hands and fingers are placed, saying, hey, you have ribs that can shift weight and space a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. And when I move my hands, I can shine a spotlight for her brain on a different body part. So maybe I'll move to her hips. You can feel her hip bones here, just like you have your hip bones. You can gently snuggle in there like a gentle hug onto her hip bones. And we're gonna do the same thing, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. And again, I'm shining a spotlight for her brain to say, hey, you have a pelvis that can roll a little bit to the left and roll a little bit to the right. We can do the same thing with underneath the shoulder blades. I really like this one. So I'm gonna go underneath her armpits and reach under where her shoulder blades are, right here. Nice gentle hug like this. Keep it supportive. Maybe you have to go like this over her arms, but I'm going right for the shoulder blade here. I'm going to show you on Sven. Here's the triangle shape of the shoulder blade right here. I'm going to slip my hand right underneath here, supporting the shoulder blade on both sides underneath the shoulder blade. And I'm simply shining a spotlight to her brain that she can roll a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, shifting her shoulder blades in space, saying, hey, you have shoulder blades that can roll on the floor like this, that can shift weight in space. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. And then you can shift back to the ribs. Now look at how many ribs there are. We can use our soft, gentle hands, shining a spotlight on different ribs. So I'm gonna go under these set of ribs here, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, saying, hey, hello, ribs here. You can roll too. And I'm gonna move my hands down a little bit to a lower set of ribs. Hey, ribs down here, you can roll too. And down, go back down to the pelvis. See how gentle and supportive my hands are? I'm not digging in, I'm not forcing movement, I'm simply supporting and rolling. Again, these are exercises to wake up your child's brain to the possibility of their own movements. So we're shifting from doing something to your child to a gentle, respectful exercise that's connecting your child to themselves. So exercise number 3 to help your child learn to roll over is through vision. We're going to add in sight and vision into the exercise. Did you know that our brains are amazing at organizing our whole body around where we look, around our vision? So when I look this way, my head turns, my spine turns, my pelvis turns, my rib turns. So whatever direction I'm looking, my brain is automatically organizing the rest of my body around that movement, around my vision. So we can use that to our advantage during these exercises of exploring rolling with our children. So when you're exploring the gentle rolling, a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, you can add in an interesting object or even your amazing face. Our children's brains are designed to connect to a caregiver's face. They love our face. They love watching our faces. They love engaging with our faces. So you can use that to your advantage here. So while you're exploring rolling a little bit to the left, I'm actually going to move my head over to the left and seeing if I can connect and engage with my child. Maybe I add in a little noise. Hello. Hello over here. Hello over there. Peekaboo. I see you. So by combining, highlighting to their brain these different body parts, maybe the ribs, maybe the pelvis, maybe the shoulders, and adding in a visual element, your child's brain is getting a rich experience of quality information that their brains can use to organize itself in a larger way, like learning to roll onto their side and onto their belly. So as your child gets more comfortable rolling a little bit to the left and to the right, you can start to take it a little bit further, using their vision, using your soft, gentle hands to support and remind their brains that they have different body parts that can move, that can shift in space. So go out and use those 3 exercises with your child. Safe, supportive hands, slow, gentle body mapping with the ribs, the shoulders, and the pelvis, and adding in a vision element to help their brains organize their entire body to help them roll over from their back to their tummy. Now, if you want more gentle, respectful exercises to help your child gain better head control, learn to roll over, come into sitting, better balance, or better coordination, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.